Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel Just Delphine Knits. It has been a while since I had time to record an episode, but today I have. And today I will record an episode about the Yarn No Buy challenge. So we have a Yarn No Buy challenge for 3 months this year, in which we could not buy any yarn except to finish other projects. And now in April we can buy yarn again as a treat to ourselves. I do want to continue with this challenge until the end of the year, but in phases. So like this month I can buy yarn, but then in May and June not, and July I can again. So that's what I'm trying to do to limit my expenses and to limit my yarn stash. But first, some numbers. I'm not finished yet with making my yarn inventory that I had on the 1st of January because some is still on the attic. But for what I know now, I have 28 kilogram of yarn and at least 89 kilometers of yarn. This 3 months and well, a few days, but I didn't finish anything and I only counted as meters when I'm finished. So I didn't finish anything in April yet, so it's for the first 3 months. I have 9 kilometers of yarn out of stash, of which almost 6 kilometers were knitted and 3 were gifted. I did buy in the meantime 5.8 kilometers of yarn. So that is the numbers. If I'm realistic, I see that I have more or less 3 sweater quantities I can use in 3 months, so 1 sweater quantity per month. And by seeing these numbers, I stopped already buying stuff this month. So it's a good thing to keep everything in an Excel sheet, even though I'm not finished completely yet. So, first of all, what did I finish these 3 months? Well, I finished a pair of DK weight socks. I did finish other socks as well, but I won't talk about them. But these are socks that I finished. I still had to knit one, the other one was knitted last year, but I have some yarn left of these and I will use the leftover yarn for other socks. So it's kind of a yarn no buy thing to use that yarn again. Then I finished my husband's sweater. It only needed sleeves, but it took me ages, of course. So this is something I finished, and the leftover yarn, just a second, I have plenty of yarn left, and I will combine this darker one with leftover from a sweater for myself from last year into a half and half triangles wrap. So I already have a plan for the leftover. Then this one is my Wednesday sweater from Petite Knit. It's a true yarn no buy thing because I got inspired by seeing both yarns, the Drops Air and the Drops Kid Silk Mohair in stash, to combine them and make sure I have a sweater quantity. I barely had because I only had enough to make a single color instead of double folded, but it's fine. It's less oversized than the pattern intended to be, but I did not want to have an oversized sweater because this amount of positive ease is more wearable to me to go to my work, so I really like it. Although I haven't worn it a lot because there is alpaca in it, so it's really warm, and it was only finished like by the end of the coldest month, so I will wear it next winter for sure. And then this one, my Dahlia cardigan. I wanted to make it for a few months already, and now I finally did, thanks to Yarn No Buy and being inspired by my own stash. For the Drops Alpaca and Drops Kid Silk Mohair, from the alpaca I still have some skeins left that I will use for Stephen West shawl in the near future. And then, talking about Stephen West, I have this one, which is my Boneyard shawl that I made with a Design Your Own Top-Down Shawl workshop. It's also a stash project that I really, really like. And I used the leftovers to make 2 fingerless mittens, so really glad I did. So those are my main finished objects. I also have some other socks, but I won't talk about them in detail because they're not real, stash busting projects, they're just socks. Next, what's on my needles? Oh, also, I won't show you all the socks and all the small things that are lingering around, but I will just show you some stuff that is inspired by my stash. This is the Storylines shawl, which is made of yarn that I hand dyed myself last year at a fair, and I will have another workshop of draadkracht to dye yarn again in June, so I really want to finish this one then, by then. But it's quite slippery, so it's not to do it in front of a television, even though it's only stuck in it. Next is a Scylla Slipover by Petite Knit. And it's made, I'm not really far yet, but it doesn't matter. It's made in Vovo from Rit Rosaria Rosa Pomar. I accidentally bought not enough of this yarn to make a sweater with sleeves out of it, so it's really great. When I found this yarn in my stash again, I came with the idea to make a slip over out of it, so it will be really useful to use the yarn as such. And then I have something I had to buy yarn for. It's a test knit for Sari Nordlund. Just a second. It's a summer top. I'm really, really liking it. I've just split for sleeves. It's Fonty Bohem, which is a linen blend. I did have the pink one in stash from last year. I actually bought it to make a spaghetti strap top out of it, but when I did see this test call and I met perfect gauge with it, I decided to buy another color, which is the blue. So this is one of the yarns I bought in March already. I was allowed to, of course, because it's to use other stash yarn, but it's kind of a shame that I did. Sorry, Virginie, but I did. Although when I see this, I'm really, really happy. Okay, and another project, which is also yarn I bought. It only arrived the 1st of April, but that's not. Is this Gabo brushed alpaca. It's a test knit for Ginger and Thyme. I'm not that far yet, but I will continue in this tomorrow. I was sitting next to Debbie when she was designing this one, and I really had to test it because I fell in love. But I swatched almost my complete stash and I did not have any yarn in stash that had the same feeling or gauge, so that's why I decided to buy yarn anyway. So that's why. Oh yeah, my dream yarn. I did order my dream yarn. It's the Knitting for Olive Merino and Kid Silk Mohair, but it's still trapped in the post office, which is closed today and yesterday, so we'll have to wait until Tuesday to pick it up. But that was my treat for being a good girl for 3 months. Plans. First for all, I have this Bio Balance from Stash, and I did buy another Bio Balance cane to combine it with. It's a Florence pattern from Neons and Neutrals by Lina, and it has striped cuffs and collars, so I will use this one to stripe it, and this will be the main color. So looking forward to cast this one on. This will be a cast on when the summer top has been finished. And then another one is this one. It's Lazy Hazy Summer Cotton from Rico, and I want to make a simple summer t-shirt out of it. I'm thinking the dual top maybe of the Knit Pearl Girl, but if you have any other pattern suggestion for this yarn, it has a 21 stitches and 28 rows gauge on 4mm needles apparently. So if you have anything that would be great for this yarn, please let me know. So this is my plans for my stash. I have plenty more stash, as you could know from the numbers, but I will start with this because if I have too many ideas at once, it won't work. How do I want to continue? In the next month, May and June, I don't want to buy anything, and then I will have another dream yarn again, which will be one of the for one of the patterns of the Breeze collection of Isager. Not all patterns have been released yet, so I don't know yet which one to choose, although for the moment my favorite is the wrap cardigan from My Favorite Things Knitwear. So this might be my dream yarn in July. What did I buy so far this month? I did have a voucher from my colleagues when I switched jobs. And I bought this, which is Sagenmayer Merino Extra Fine from that shop. It's purple. I really wanted to have something purple in my wardrobe, and I still have to swatch, but currently I'm thinking about the Crescendo blouse from the Knit Pearl Girl, because I really love lace. And next to that, I did buy a ton of unicolored sock yarn from Opal and from Regia, because I do have a lot of other colored sock yarn, and I want to be able to use all my leftovers and make colorwork patterned socks. So that's what I bought as well. And even though I still have some budget left for this month, I won't buy anything anymore, except maybe some drops Nepal and drops Charisma to be able to combine with stash yarn to have a sweaters quantity. So I won't buy any pure sweaters quantities anymore, but I might buy something to combine. We'll see about that later this month. I hope you enjoyed watching my journey of Yarn By. I will try to keep you updated a little bit more frequently than I did this time. And I will also try to film more special episodes or other episodes soon. I have some ideas already, but it always takes a little time to prepare them and to make sure that everything I want to show is out of the laundry and in my closet. That's also something that sometimes isn't the best thing to get planned. Like, I really want to film a no-frills sweater special episode, but one of my no-frills sweaters has to be washed first. So maybe I'll wash it today and then I can film tomorrow or the day after. We'll see. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I love talking to you about knitting, and if you want to get in touch, all my contact details are below. Thank you very much!